Welcome back to Biology in Your Backyard. I'm Dr. Mark Johnson.
I'm May. And I'm Oscar.
And today we're going to be doing calling for creatures.
Why do creatures call?
Well, they're making these calls to communicate typically with one another. Sometimes it can be a male calling to a female where he's saying, "Hey, I'd love to go on a date. Are you available?" essentially. Other times, males are trying to call to other males and say, "Hey, this is my territory, stay away." And then other times there's organisms that are just saying, "Hey, I'm over here. Hey, where are you? I'm over here." So these are different reasons why organisms communicate with one another. And then I'm going to show you actually how you can make these calls yourself and show you how you can make them. Okay, we're going to start pretty easily. I'm going to teach you something that you can do that will often attract birds. They'll bring them out of places, out of trees, out of bushes, and they'll sometimes come in relatively close. And this is called pishing. That's pishing. And the way you pish is you just put your lips together and you go psh, 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 psh. All right, you try. Perfect. The birds, I think, perceive this as an alarm call. They may be a little confused about what it is, but they'll often come and check it out. Chickadees, sparrows, sometimes warblers. So a variety of different birds will come in. It doesn't work for every type of bird, and it doesn't always work, but often even if a bird's quiet and you can't even hear them, they'll come right out to take a look at what's causing this pishing sound. So let's see how well this works. We're going to get May and Oscar to do some pishing, and we'll see if the birds actually come in. Oh, you brought in some chickadees. So now let's try a specific species of bird, a specific type of bird. I want to teach you how you can call to black-capped chickadees. Because in spring, the males do a song, often to attract females or to ward off other males. It's relatively simple for you to imitate. It's a 2-note whistle that sounds like Oscar, you try. Very good. May. Try it keeping a little bit higher both notes. Not bad. With all of these calls, it's really important to practice. It can sometimes take years to learn some of these calls. So just because you don't get it at first, don't get frustrated. Keep practicing until you get it. And sometimes it'll take days, sometimes it'll take weeks, maybe even years. But the more you do it, the better you'll get. Okay, the next one we're going to try is also a whistle song, and this is the white-throated sparrow. So if you live in some areas, they may be migrating through right now, and in other areas where you live, they may actually nest there, and they make a song that sounds like, "Oh, sweet Canada, Canada, Canada." Or if you live in the United States, they often say, "Old Sam Peabody, Peabody, Peabody." All right, Oscar, you give it a shot. Okay, May? All right, so practice those. Ready for a different type of bird? It doesn't make a whistle sound. This one is a woodpecker called a northern flicker, and the flicker makes a staccato note that it repeats like a kick, 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 kick. Can you do that? That's really good. That's really good. It sounds exactly like a northern flicker. And sometimes they will call back to you. And I think we have an example of that. Hear that? It's the flicker. The northern flicker just responded. There it goes again. Fantastic. So all of the calls we've been doing right now, you can do during the day. The calls I'm about to teach you right now are for animals out at night. Can you guess what those animals are? Owls. Owls, a number of different types of owls, make different calls. So we're going to start with a simple one. This is called a saw-whet owl. And in our region, in southern Ontario, they're migrating through right about now. In fact, they probably already moved, most of them have moved through. And they make a whistle sound when they are on their mating grounds. It sounds like this. That's it. Oscar, you try. Perfect. May. A little less ascending and a little more staccato. Better. Now, you practice that one at home. Now, the next one I want to show you is the Screech Owl. And in our area, this is the most common owl. In fact, we went out for a night hike recently and we heard them right behind our house. The call is, there's two variations on it. One of them is descending, sounds like the other one is just a straight tremolo call that sounds like, or a little bit lower. All right, May, you're up. It's hard. It takes a lot of practice. Okay, you keep working on that one. All right, Oscar, you give it a shot.
I can't.
Yeah, you can. Try it. Okay, maybe you can't. Maybe you can't. But keep practicing. I think most of you at home probably think, when you think of owl, you think of hooting. And there are, in fact, owls that hoot. And so I'm going to teach you two of those owls, and May and Oscar are going to try and repeat back and practice their own owls. The first owl is very common in our area, and that's called the great horned owl. And it makes a call that sounds like, "Who's awake? Me too." I have a woodpecker calling back. You try, May. Not bad for a first attempt. All right, Oscar, you give it a shot. Here, come in here so they can see you. Who's awake? Me too. It's all right. Now that Oscar's recovered, we'll continue. So the next one is the barred owl. We get barred owls around our area in southern Ontario, and they make a call that sounds like, "Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all?" All right, Oscar, you're first. Well.
Show off.
Tamarack's pretty good at making owl calls, for sure. These owl calls, the barred owl and the great horned owl, they're going to take a lot of practice, and it may take you a long time to sound exactly like them. But if you do learn to do these calls and you go out in the evening and at night, they will call back to you and they'll fly right in. You'll be able to see these owls up close or hear them and even communicate with them. So you try this at home as well. 3 more calls. Now, the next one is a large mammal that is common in Canada, but not common where we live. It's common further north. And this is the moose. Now, if you live in an area with moose, in the fall, there's what's called the rutting season. That's the mating season where the males are trying to attract the females and the females are picking which male is the best male that they would like to mate with. To attract the female, the male will make a call that sounds like ooh. 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 Try that.
Ooh.
A little deeper, a little deeper.
Ooh.
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 Oscar?
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay. And then
Ooh.
when a female is receptive to the male, she will call back to him with a long nasal Try. That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's bad.
That's not very good, but he's trying. Try one more time. Okay, I think you need to work on that one. But this is something you can try at home. The last 2 that we're going to try are animals that are quite famous in stories, and these are the wolf and the coyote. The wolf, people often think of a wolf making a call that sounds like ow, 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 ow. There's no wolf really that makes a sound like that. That's, Disney's version of a werewolf. A wolf typically makes a long, mournful howl that sounds like ow. The wolves will make this as a way to communicate, the males and the females, with one another, but also with their young. Coyotes don't typically make that long, mournful howl. Coyotes, which tend to be quite a bit smaller, they tend to make more barking and yipping. They sound a lot more like
Sounds like a dog in pain.
Well, that's their call. So, why don't you first try the wolf? Not bad. May? And just try to keep it a little bit longer, but they've even responded to opera singing, in fact. They will respond to a lot of things. It's true. Now try the coyote. A little more barking and high pitched. There you go, Oscar. And some more yips in there. You can actually get wolves to respond back to you, and you can also get coyotes to respond back. In fact, I'll play a clip for you of coyotes that I had calling to me while I was walking through a park.
And now it's time for the nature fact of this episode. Do you know what a male moose is called? It's called a bull. What about a female moose? Well, a female moose is called a cow. We hope you've enjoyed calling for creatures. Make sure to try this out at home and let us know in the comments down below how it goes.
And please give us a big thumbs up if you liked this video, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.
We'll see you next time on Biology in Your Backyard.